It's time to crown a Class 2A state baseball champion here at Dozer Park in Peoria as Spring Valley Hall takes on Teutopolis. Hi again, everybody. Along with Hall of Fame coach Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Bernhard. A couple of teams here in your 2A championship ball game, Mark. They had to survive extra inning wins yesterday. For Hall, it was a 2-1 win over Tuscola in 8 innings, and prior to that, Teutopolis got by Herscher 5-4, also in 8 innings.
2 great games, teams battle-tested. I think you'll see them nice and loose today. You always talk about first inning jitters in a title game. I don't think we'll see that today. Great morning for baseball, and it should be a well-pitched championship game.
This game has been moved up a few hours because of threatening weather in the Peoria area later today. Wanted to make sure that we got both championship ball games in. Just a little while ago, it was Aurora Christian picking up their first state championship in baseball school history, 5-1 win over Valmeyer, and today Hall will look to duplicate that. Hall, the first appearance ever for the Red Devils, and on the other side, Teutopolis. They are the defending Class 2A champs. They are looking to win their 4th overall state baseball title. Here's the batting order for Hall. They are the visitors today. Tyra Barczyk, he was the pitcher last night. He's at second base today, leading it off. Cam McDonald, the shortstop. The catcher, Brent Vanneman, hits third. Jimmy D'Angelo is on the hill. He bats cleanup for the Red Devils. Chance Rasetich is in center, and Trez Rabarczyk, the freshman who came up big last night, first baseman today. 7-8-9, Braden DeBates, Connor Ripka, and James Martino for Hall. Defensively for Teutopolis, it's Mitch Hemmon, Colin Funneman, and Colin Crake in the outfield. At third base, it's Ethan Dust. Lee Hardick is the shortstop today. Jackson Geckner at second for the Wooden Shoes. Clint Weber at first. Behind the plate is Drew Taylor, and Cody Jansen will get the start here in the 2A title game.
The Ace, a 1.97 earned run average, go with an 8-0 record on the season. 52 strikeouts compared to just 12 walks in 49 and 2/3 innings to call the first pitch of the state championship game. 2A Hall of Famer Dave Bernhard.
Thank you very much, Mark. Big swing and a miss from Ty Rabarczyk, and we are underway. Rabarczyk yesterday as a hitter was 0 for 4, but it was all about what he did on the mound. He went all 8 innings, gave up 6 hits and only 1 run, struck out 6 batters in his 101 pitches.
And he did that in expedient fashion. He loved to get it and throw it.
Tapper to first base, top hopper Weber, and he'll go the short way to Cody Jansen. 1 up, 1 down.
Good job by Jansen getting over there. Weber waited for the big chop hop. Pitcher doing what he should have done, fundamentally sound. The good feed, the first out of the inning. After
this bounce out, it will bring up Cam McDonald, the shortstop. McDonald, 6'4", 190-pound senior, a .490 batting average coming into this tournament. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. Hall High School spotted Tuscola 1-0 lead at the end of 3 innings, but then the Red Devils came back, stuck a run on the board in the 6th, took it to extra innings, and won in the top of the 8th, won it.
Hall head coach Tom Keegan, his first appearance here, school's first, picked up his 200th career victory to move his team into the championship yesterday.
Hall 29-3 on the season. 2 of those 3 losses came in the final 2 games of the regular season, and McDonald will go down looking.
Boy, got the inner edge on a breaking ball with some late bites, some downward trajectory. Good tight spin there by Jansen. Watch the ball go straight down. Good frame by Taylor. Might have bought that call.
2 quick outs for Cody Jansen brings up Brent Vanneman. We saw the power from the catcher headed to Kent State University. Hit some balls hard yesterday. Had hitting 3 at-bats, and he hits this one sky high, carrying to left field, to the track, and the catch made by Mitch Hemmon. You can't hit the ball much higher than what Brett Vanneman did, but in the end, it's about a 330-foot out. 1-2-3, top half of the first inning for Hall. Now it's Teutopolis' turn when we go to the bottom of number 1.
We started growing pumpkins and selling pumpkins in a roadside stand the first year my 10-year-old was born. People come, pick out their pumpkins, and they put their money in the box. We have the kids help out on the farm, and they get to keep the money for their college savings.
With my kids and my customers,
my goal is to improve their situation.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for college isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find an authorized representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Champs on 3, 1, 2, 3.
You do more than kick a football. You kick it again and again and again. You go the extra mile. Do the extra rep. All for the win. You step up for your team, just like we do for our clients. Take simple steps for your future.
All across America, teenagers are making a difference, gaining respect, and changing the future. Here in Illinois, the future is now. 16 and 17-year-olds can now register to be organ tissue donors in Illinois. Nearly 5,000 people in our state need a life-saving organ, and about 300 people die every year waiting. Be part of the solution. Join the Illinois Secretary of State's Organ Tissue Donor Registry. Register at lifegoeson.com.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Here's your batting order for the defending state champions from Teutopolis, a record of 30-6. Jackson Geckner, Lee Hardick, and Cody Jansen get it started. Eric Kramer, the designated hitter, hits in the cleanup spot. He'll be followed by Drew Taylor and Clint Weber. Then it's Ethan Dust, Mitch Hemmon, and Colin Funneman. James Matino along with Chance Resetich, Braden DeBates in the outfield for Hall. Reardon, McDonald, Rybarczyk, and Rybarczyk on the right side. Brent Vanneman behind the plate. And the first pitch delivered from Jimmy D'Angelo out to the second baseman, Ty Rybarczyk, to his freshman brother, Trez. One pitch, one out.
First ball, fastball. Hutton hit it hard to the right side, but easy play for the Rybarczyk boys.
Jimmy D'Angelo was the first baseman yesterday, got a key hit in the ball game. He comes on, and he is the hurler today for Hall. He'll be facing Lee Hardick.
D'Angelo 7-0, 49 and third innings pitch. He's allowed just 35 hits, punched out 74 in 49 and third innings, walked just 19, and a sparkling earned run average of 1.84.
Hardick yesterday had a hit in 4 at-bats. He went 4 and a third innings. He was the starting pitcher for T-Town yesterday. Did give up 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned, but did have 7 strikeouts in those 4 and a third innings. Right on the outside corner for D'Angelo.
So yesterday we talked about pitchers emulating Clayton Kershaw, the low set. Now how about the high arm before he starts his windup, a la Kershaw. Kershaw, of course, left-handed.
Pops the minute, 83 miles per hour. The head coach for Teutopolis is Justin Fleener. In his 18th year, 489 wins. He has 10 seasons of 30 or more wins. Off the end of the bat, it'll be Trez Rybarczyk all by himself.
Coach Fleener trying to be the first ever coach to be a champion, state champion 4 times as a head coach.
And you can tack on 3 third-place finishes behind Fleener's name in addition to that. Back in 1999 and 2000, Teutopolis finished 2nd and 3rd respectively under head coach Rob Smith. Number 3 hitter, pitcher versus pitcher here, Cody Jansen for T-Town. He'll go after the first one, gets that high hop. And Jansen will reach with 2 gone here in the first.
Teutopolis philosophically looking to be first ball, fastball hitters. They know D'Angelo can strike you out, so they're going to get as many hacks at it as they can early on in the count, force him to mix his full repertoire of pitches, fastball, breaking ball, straight change early on.
Jared Blummer will come on to be the courtesy runner for Jansen. That brings up the designated hitter Eric Kramer. Now, it's too bad for Kramer. He suffered an elbow injury in the sectional championship game, one of the top pitchers here for Teutopolis, and it was decided fairly early on in the week that he was not going to be pitching here in the state finals. In fact, he also doubles as a first baseman. Didn't even want him out there in the first base bag to do any throwing whatsoever, so he is relegated to designated hitter duties.
6'5", 6'6", big old body frame that he'll continue to grow into. Lives on a farm. Coach Fleener calls him a good old farm boy. Says that affectionately.
He spends a lot of time, those two, talking about farming. Kramer had a hit yesterday. Eric Kramer was the winning pitcher in the championship game last year. In fact, he was at that pitch count number, and the very last hitter he could face happened to hit into a game-ending double play, so he got the complete game win in the title game. Hits this one right on the nose to the center fielder, and Chance Resetich will make the grab. A scoreless first inning here in your Class 2A championship game. Hall and Teutopolis battling for the title.
Watching these kids grow up is amazing, but keeping up with a growing family can be a challenge. 3 boys need a lot of school supplies and sports gear, so we started using our family pumpkin farm to help us keep up. With my kids and my customers, my goal is to improve their situation. It's my personal responsibility.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for your family's future isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find a representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't grill it.
You wouldn't do it there.
Cody Jansen, the pitcher for Teutopolis, ready to roll. He retired Hall in order in the first inning, so we will face 4, 5, 6 here in the second, starting with Jimmy D'Angelo, followed by Chance Resetich, and then Trez Rabarczyk. Jansen, the starting pitcher in the regional, the sectional, the super sectional, and here in the championship game. Funneman has D'Angelo played perfectly.
D'Angelo jumped on it, hit it to the tune of about 370 feet, and Funneman didn't have to move, almost in his own footprints, where they were playing extremely deep in respect for D'Angelo's ability to jump on the baseball and hit it hard.
Chance Resetich will go after that first pitch. Resetich missed 3 weeks this season with mono, came back in the middle of May. Now hitting here in the 5th spot in the order. .299 average overall this season coming into the tournament. Takes 2 big hacks right there. Resetich hitless in 4 at-bats yesterday. Hall with just 5 hits and 33 at-bats. Yesterday was just a well-pitched game between Ty Rabarczyk and Logan Tabling for Tuscola. Both those pitchers went into the 8th inning. Just staying alive. You know, Mark, I was thinking, you have to go back as to think, when's the last title game between 2 teams that had to win in extra innings in their semifinals?
Yeah, did you find that?
I did not.
You're the historian on those kind of things.
My brain is only so large. Resetich swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Jansen.
Got that ball up and in. Location, everything. As he ate him up above his hands and in on his hands at the same time. Great pitch at about 83, 84 miles an hour. And look at Jansen. He wants to get it and throw it again.
Well, we have to wait for our umpire. Joe Kemp's behind the plate. Dustin Carter at first. Justin Bowling, the third base umpire. And Trez Rabarczyk, what a night he had. The freshman struggled, right? 3 strikeouts. They were all looking through 7 innings, and then he came up with a spectacular defensive play to keep the game tied, and then the game-winning hit in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, he did it on the infield from second base, playing first base today. He laid out far to his left on a ball that had eyes to right field, gathered himself through a strike to get out at second base to save a would-be rally, and then that infield hit that ended up scoring the winning run.
You can see Hall coming to the plate. They are just looking to swing the bats. And Jansen has retired the first 6 batters he's faced, 3 of them by way of strikeouts. Through an inning and a half, we have no score here in your 2A title game from Dozer Park in Peoria.
When I'm out there, it's like I'm free. When I'm out there, I'm an athlete.
As I got to a point in my career where I could give back, the Donald W. Swift Scholarship was a fund that was just natural for me, being that it was in honor of my grandfather. I'm just proud to be able to say that my grandfather's legacy carries on, and I know for certain that it's making a big impact.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Drew Taylor will start things off for Teutopolis here in the bottom of the second inning. What a night Taylor had last night. He was 3 for 5 and a couple of RBIs. Catcher for T-Town. Into the glove of a diving Trez Rabarczyk. He did it last night at second base. He's doing it today at first base.
Oh, cue the highlight of that one. That was layout. That ball was going to get down the right field line for extra bases. Top hands that ball, pulls it hard. But Rabarczyk, a great play going to his glove side, gathered himself easy out, takes away a double.
You know, when we saw it last night, Mark, with his diving play last night and again here, he's looking to absolutely catch the ball. And it sounds simple to say, but so many people just dive to make it look good, just to dive. He's looking to catch that ball as he's down on the ground. Big curveball from Jimmy D'Angelo. First pitch to Clint Weber. Weber, 6'6", junior. 327 hitter, first baseman.
Go back to Trez Rabarczyk, just a freshman. So 5'11", going to be in, 6 foot, 6'1", going to end up being 170, 180. How about the experience he's going to have as his career goes along?
This infield's playing a little harder right now, and that bounces over the head of the third baseman, Sean Reardon. 1 out hit for Weber.
That ball had topspin, and like a Super Ball, just jumps over Reardon's head. 1 hop, and then the big one down the left field line, getting on it in a hurry with Mantino to hold Weber to just a single. Got a great situation to hit and run right here with a guy that can handle the bat in dust.
Well, if Trez Rabarczyk was the hero for Hall last night, it was Ethan Dust who did the same for Teutopolis. This will stay in the infield to tie Rabarczyk. Ethan Dust last night came on, picked up the win, 3 2/3 innings of hitless relief, struck out 5.
And he was not at all overpowering. He was just a pitcher. Every time I walk into Peoria's ballpark here, I see a picture of Greg Maddux. We walk upstairs at the press level, and that was like a Maddux kind of performance. Get it, pitch it, be around the plate, pitch to contact.
This is Mitch Hemmon at the plate. Not only did Dust do it on the mound, he had the bases-loaded double that cleared the bases that gave Teutopolis the lead. Wooden Shoes have been trailing. 1 swing of the bat, they jumped on top, and eventually the game went to extra innings. Base hit here for Hemmon to right field. Weber slides as he goes around second base, goes down, and he will stay right there. So Weber and Hemmon hits sandwiched around a pop-up. 2 outs, 2 on here for the Wooden Shoes. Just about as Brandon DeBates was picking that ball up, Weber slammed on the brakes and his feet went out from underneath him. Down the number 9 man in the order for T-Town, it's Colin Funneman, the center fielder. Funneman, just a .227 hitter coming into these weekend's games. You see the big step back, step in the bucket, as folks used to say. Funneman did have a hit last night in 3 at-bats. He was pinch hit for one time, though, as well. A 5-4 win over Herscher, and D'Angelo goes right after him, takes advantage of the bailing out of Funneman. Teutopolis trailed Herscher by a 3-1 score, and eventually took the lead in the 5th inning. 0-2 coming up. Long look by everyone on that pitch.
Borderline call. D'Angelo didn't get it, thought he had him struck out on the inner third. Outfield playing relatively deep now with 2 outs. You think you'd want to make somebody drive the ball over your head to score a run. They can't throw anybody out from where they're at depth-wise.
Just enough of it to stay alive. I remember Drew Taylor led off this inning with a smash down that first baseline that Trez Rabarchik came up with. And if he doesn't get that one, that's a double. A couple of hits follow. Teutopolis would be on the board. That's a protecting swing.
We've talked about it throughout. Anytime you foul a pitch off with a protective, staying alive swing, the advantage goes back to you. That's why the catcher, Vanneman, goes out and talks to his pitcher, D'Angelo. So they basically are talking about what do you want to work with right now. Pitching coach Mac McDonald usually calls pitches.
Hit hard by Funneman, dropping quickly, but just as quickly Rasetich will track it down. Well hit ball, well played defensively. 2 runners left on base for Teutopolis. 2 scoreless innings in Peoria. Your 2A title game on the NFHS Network.
Watching these kids grow up is amazing, but keeping up with a growing family can be a challenge. 3 boys need a lot of school supplies and sports gear, so we started using our family pumpkin farm to help us keep up. With my kids and my customers, my goal is to improve their situation. It's my personal responsibility.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for your family's future isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find a representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Hull High School out of Spring Valley in the LaSalle, Peru area. They have brought their fans here again today, and as many as we had last night, they have added to it here today. Lee Hardick up, and he'll throw out Brandon DeBates, 7 retired in a row by Cody Jansen.
We talked about this yesterday. Assistant coach Kevin Sangston is actually the chief of police there. But no worries because everybody's here.
Right.
This is where the action's at.
Number 8 hitter Connor Ripka, the designated hitter. He's batting for the third baseman, Sean Reardon. Well, I mentioned it last night. This is the biggest crowd supporting a single high school team that I have seen in 1A, 2A baseball tournaments throughout the years. They are stretched. In fact, the first base side belongs to Hall, but there is red almost all the way to the third base side. They were enthusiastic last night. It was a great atmosphere here for baseball.
Watch how quickly Jansen works. Could have watched on him. He got the ball. And his delivery will be in.
Geckner wants it. Now the shortstop, Hardick. 8 straight retired by Jansen.
From the time he got that ball back from Drew Taylor to the time he delivered the pitch, it was 5.5 seconds. 5.5 seconds. So no time to spare. Get it, pitch it, get it, pitch it. Rhythm, tempo, keep my defense involved. Keep the game going. The best way to be a quality pitcher.
James Matino, the left fielder. First pitch a little bit low. Well, you'll watch the mannerisms of Jansen. He'll pitch. He'll just walk backwards a couple of steps, and he'll get right back on the rubber. He'll feel it with his right foot. There he is. I'm ready to go.
Works from the first base side of the rubber, so different pitchers have different feels for that, what it does to your fastball.
You know, last night we saw Tyra Barczyk. You had him in a little bit over 6 seconds,
Yep.
right? But I feel like this entire Hall team, they like to play the game up-tempo. Their batters want to get in the box as quickly as possible, and there's a strikeout from Jansen. You talk about somebody who's cruising. 9 up, 9 down for Hall. Cody Jansen picks up his 4th strikeout. We have played through the middle of the 3rd inning, and we are scoreless.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't really
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
We started growing pumpkins and selling pumpkins in a roadside stand the first year my 10-year-old was born. People come, pick out their pumpkins, and they put their money in the box. We have the kids help out on the farm, and they get to keep the money for their college savings.
With my kids.
Jackson Geckner to get things started. He's the leadoff hitter for Teutopolis, and he will lead off here in the 3rd inning. Geckner grounded out his first time up.
Geckner, their leader of the middle infield, playing second base today. He feels comfortable at short, versatile, handles the bat well, takes a lot of pitches.
And he slices this one down the right field line. Diving attempt, and a catch is made. Braden DeBates. That ball was slicing away from him. He laid out and got it off the turf.
What a great catch, DeBates, from the sound of ball meeting bat. Just heads right to the line. The ball's going to be spinning away. He sprinted, went to a spot, laid out, and cued a highlight.
That is 2 defensive gems the Red Devils have put in the book. You had Drew Taylor victimized by a Trez Rabarczyk snag at first base, and this inning starts with Geckner. Lee Hardick, he bounced out his first time up.
So they've been robbed of both a double and a triple. Not just base hits, but 2 extra base hits with sparkling defense.
They do have 3 hits on the board as well. You know, that was the case last night for Teutopolis and the win over Herscher. They left a lot of runners on, but when you do that, you just keep telling yourself, you know, eventually we're going to find something. And that's what's going through their heads right now.
It was interesting. You saw D'Angelo shake off a sign. Now it was 3-0. He wasn't getting a knuckle curve, I guarantee you that.
And that count has come back to 3-2.
He's only walked 19, so he had the poise and the mental toughness 3-0 to get it back to even count, 3-2.
Takes a long look in there for this sign. And he comes back and gets Hardick. Down 3-0. Jimmy D'Angelo will get his first strikeout of the game.
Boy, he goes fastball, get a 3-2. Now he just buckles with a breaking ball. He gets the swinging strike down and away, off the edge.
And with that, Cody Jansen will bat with 2 outs. He had a 2-out single in the first inning.
Martino plenty deep and left. Resetich in center. No extra base hits here with 2 outs. Should be the defensive philosophy.
Jansen up over 400 this season. Long ball capabilities. He has 9 home runs. 6 foot, 205-pound senior. You look at the roster out of the program pages. Cody Jansen listed as infielder, catcher, pitcher, outfielder. Not sure what else there is. He is a 4-pitch walk.
Jansen's a 3-year starter. He was bothered by a bad back most of the month of April his sophomore year and limited his pitching then, but he's had just a tremendous senior year for the Wooden Shoes.
He had a home run, was the winning pitcher in the Super Sectional, 2 home runs in the sectional championship game. Eric Kramer lined out to center field his first time up. Teutopolis with 4 base runners. Hall does not have any through 3 innings.
Watch Kramer as he levels the bat across home plate 2 or 3 times. 1, 2. His timing.
His timing was a little off right there in the swing as D'Angelo took something off it, just 71 miles per hour. Eric Kramer, team leading, .417 batting average, team high of 14 doubles.
Blummer with a short lead off first.
Retreating from his shortstop position is McDonald. Being called off now by the left fielder. That's a long run and a nice catch by James Matino. Watch this. This is a shortstop's ball, right? Up, here comes your left fielder. That's a big catch, and it closes out the 3rd inning. 0-0. Hall and Teutopolis.
We started growing pumpkins and selling pumpkins in a roadside stand the first year my 10-year-old was born. People come, pick out their pumpkins, and they put their money in the box. We have the kids help out on the farm, and they get to keep the money for their college savings.
With my kids and my customers.
My goal is to improve their situation.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for college isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find an authorized representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Champs on 3, 1, 2, 3. Champs.
You do more than kick a football. You kick it again and again and again. You go the extra mile. Do the extra rep. All for the win. You step up for your team, just like we do for our clients.
Ty Rybarczyk for Hall here in the top of the 4th will look to become the first base runner for the Red Devils. Cody Jansen has been absolutely marvelous. And this pitch to start the 4th inning, only his 30th pitch of the game. Rybarczyk hits this one high. Funneman calls it immediately. 1 out.
At 10 outs, 32 pitches. You cannot be more efficient than that. He's trusting his defense. He's pitching to contact. His defense has made plays. He's created his own tempo to the baseball game. He has definitely been in charge when he's been on the hill.
He faces Cam McDonald. McDonald struck out looking, one of 4 strikeouts the first time through the order for Jansen.
Unique to Jansen, watch how quick he is with his sidestep, his initial movement to get to his pivot foot. Usually pitchers are pretty slow with this. He's boom and gone.
And there's a base hit and takes the cap off of Cody Jansen. A rifle shot from Cam McDonald. That's the first base runner today for Hall.
A clean shaven in the morning. Watch the hat go flying as McDonald just turns him, boom, right around. Puts him in defensive mode, and for the first time today, we'll see if he has the same kind of arm slot he's had the first 10 batters as he faces a man for the first time in Vanneman from the set position.
Vanneman hit the ball hard to left field, lined out to left his first time up. He squared up every ball he hit yesterday. So we've talked about this before. 3 innings from the windup. Just such a rhythm. Boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden you go from the set position. What impact does that have on pitchers?
It definitely does have impact because you've been out of your comfort zone. This ball's driven.
To right center field for Vanneman. It's going to get to the wall. McDonald rounds third and will score easily. Vanneman headed to third. He'll stand up with an RBI triple.
So he retires the first 10, then a base hit. We just talked about adjusting from the set. That ball was on the outer edge. What a great job by Vanneman. Oh, so strong he is, driving that ball to the right center field wall. For an RBI, the Kent State recruit gets his team up on the board and ignites this crowd. So now Jansen's going to go back for the windup for which he is most comfortable.
The infield is in on the grass.
So that being said, he probably would be better off going to the stretch to hold that runner from a 4-step walking lead that runners take out of the windup.
Jimmy D'Angelo flew out to center field his first time up. If he can do that this time, I will plate another run.
Great off-speed pitch there. He's head 0-2. He's got a chance to nibble some. Taylor's got to make sure he blocks everything if he chooses to go a breaking ball in the dirt.
D'Angelo makes Jansen wait on him. Little fister, and that's going to get down. 2-0 Hall.
So this ball does not even reach the grass, but with the infield in, the ball goes right over Geckner. He tries to Willie Mays it over his shoulder. He just can't do it. 2 strikes. Put the ball in play. Give yourself a chance to find green. Great 2-strike approach for the RBI.
Chance Strasetic struck out his first time up. Swings and misses at the first one. Well, after a harmless flyout, Cam McDonald, a bullet line drive to center field. Brent Vanneman drills the right center field gap, and D'Angelo fists a ball. 3 straight hits and 2 runs. So we're even in the hit column. Difference, Hall has packaged them back to back to back. Runner goes. Throw down, tailing, and into center field. Stolen base, D'Angelo.
Good job by Funneman backing that up. Otherwise, D'Angelo would have been at third. In the meantime, Hardick and Geckner, a little bit of confusion. I think that each of them thought the other one was going to cover second. The throw came, no one home. And Coach Fleener, being the excellent skipper he is, comes out. This is more of a settling visit to the mound.
Yeah, all of a sudden the game has started swirling a bit too fast with a lot of different things going on here for Teutopolis. We've played the 1A championship ball game. Congratulations to Aurora Christian, their 5-1 win over Valmeyer. This is the 2A title game. And if the weather continues to cooperate, we will have 1A third place followed by 2A third place. That's our schedule for the day. They've modified their schedule across the river in East Peoria for girls softball. They're playing 2 third place games at the same time. They have multiple fields there. They can do that. Of course, after a meeting at the mound, many times you see pickoff plays. Pickoff play attempts, we should say. Ball striking out here for Rusetich. Now the straight pick into center field. And once again, D'Angelo thinks better of it with Funneman attacking the ball.
So that play is what coaches call the daylight play. If there's any space between Hardick and the runner D'Angelo, that would be time for him to just flash his glove, and then the hop, pivot, and pickoff attempt by Jansen. For the first time the entire ball game, pace is slowed down a little bit. It all started with McDonald's single, putting Jansen out of his hurry pitch mode and into the set position.
Rusetich pulls back in the bunt. Now the throw back. Nearly got D'Angelo. The throw, I think, beat Jimmy D'Angelo back. Here it is.
And the tag, I think, comes way up on the shoulder. And the hand got in.
And a balk will send D'Angelo to third. Well, any sort of pace and rhythm, as you said, Mark, that we have had in this game has been completely disrupted here in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, you could not have been a more cruise control retiring the first 10. McDonald's hit Vanneman's triple. It all started when he got out of the comfort zone of the windup, which was incredible rhythm. Went to the set position. He's had a couple pickoff plays. So the reason I bring that up, his focus has gone off the batter and onto some of the peripheral things.
Swing and a miss for Rusetich. That's the second out of the inning. Fifth strikeout of the game for Jansen. Brings up Trez Rabarchik. He has struck out 4 times this tournament. This one will be fouled and out of play. He has struck out 4 times. Had a crucial hit, in fact, the game-winning hit yesterday. He's made tremendous defensive plays. Now he has a chance to knock home one more.
He is not a gap power hitter. Outfield playing relatively deep. I'm going to make him hit the ball over my head if he's going to score this third run. A huge third run it will be for either team.
And that will clip him as it comes up and in. Runners first and third. After 10 straight. Single, triple, single, strikeout, hit batter, throwing a balk there as well.
There's 2 or 3 key times in the ball game. This is one for both teams right now. 2-0, incredibly manageable. 2 outs, 2 on. If Hall gets it going and continues to move the line, increases his lead separation, they will really seize momentum.
Braden Debates grounded out to short his first time up. Foul out of play into the sea of red behind the Hall first base dugout.
See if Tom Keegan wants to put some things in motion here.
1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. We're getting right at about the count that you'd want to do something.
And if you have a fake to third, back to first move, this would be the count to do it. Either 1-1 or 2-1.
Dancing off of third was D'Angelo. The soft toss to first for Rabarchik. Right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Debates. Just a 194 average on the season for Braden Debates.
Good time for a delayed steal right here. Or is it a walk-off?
At first base, just walking off, and evidently he stepped off the rubber. No balk called, and they will just let Rabarchik go back to first. No damage done. Looking to steal a run there.
And you're right. The first thing we're looking for is that they could get a pitcher to balk. So if you kind of sprint off instead of walk off, you have a better chance of saying he's going, and somebody might flinch. The pitcher might flinch.
This is a case of two well-coached teams, right? Because there was no panic. It was just everybody knew their job. Second baseman Jackson Geckner came in, got the throw from the first baseman. All was good. This will squirt away from Taylor. Picks it up in time, and that will complete the strikeout. But in the inning, single by McDonald, triple by Vanman to drive in a run, single by D'Angelo to drive in a run. Halfway done in this 2A state championship ball game, and it's a 2-0 lead for Hall.
Champs on 3, 1, 2, 3.
You do more than kick a football. You kick it again and again and again. You go the extra mile. Do the extra rep. All for the win. You step up for your team, just like we do for our clients. Take simple steps for your future.
All across America, teenagers are making a difference, gaining respect, and changing the future. Here in Illinois, the future is now. 16 and 17-year-olds can now register to be organ tissue donors in Illinois. Nearly 5,000 people in our state need a life-saving organ, and about 300 people die every year waiting. Be part of the solution. Join the Illinois Secretary of State's Organ Tissue Donor Registry. Register at lifegoeson.com.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
When I'm out there, it's like I'm free. When I'm out there, I'm an athlete.
As I got to a point in my career where I could give back, the Donald W. Swift Scholarship was a fund that was just natural for me.
Teutopolis here in the bottom of the fourth inning has a little bit of work to do. Down by 2, Drew Taylor, Clint Weber, and Ethan Dust. We'll see if they can get things started. Back on the mound, Jimmy D'Angelo. First time he's pitched with a lead today.
You know, when you broadcast a game, and especially a tournament, there's certain players that kind of jump out at you. Taylor's my man this tournament. I just like the way he plays. He's been totally impressive. He's a leader on the field. He plays hard. He swings the bat. He commands the respect of his teammates at his position, a catcher. And he just looks like a ball player.
No balls and 2 strikes. D'Angelo on top of the count with Taylor. And Taylor did exactly what he needed to do at that pitch, and about the only thing he could do at that pitch.
So you're 0-2, just kind of hanging around, bat on ball.
See if D'Angelo comes at him right here. He does, and it's rifle to right field. Line drive base hit for Drew Taylor, and that's how we start the bottom of the fourth inning.
So he fouled off a good pitch on 0-2, and then sometimes you're wild in the zone. What I mean by that is D'Angelo got way too much of home plate right there with an 0-2 count. Sometimes you have to get hitters out. Sometimes you want them to get themselves out. And not a chance for Taylor to get himself out there. That one was center cut. He jumped all over it after fouling off the first 0-2 pitch. Great at bat.
That is his 4th hit of this 2-day tournament. Luke Undgren will come on to run for him. Taylor, by the way, a switch-hitting catcher. He has really been seeing the ball well from the left side, and he has shown it here this weekend in Peoria. We've been playing under overcast skies for the entire day today. Bright, hot sunshine yesterday. Clint Weber fouls this back behind the first base dugout.
Whoa. 3 young men just barely escaped getting hit by that ball. And as you've been warned dozens of times when you're at a ballpark, you have to know where the baseball is at.
Weber hits this one high, drifting into right center, and now coming in a little bit is Resetich for the first out. Wind right now blowing from the east. It's from right field to left field, about 7 miles per hour. And now the latest forecast shows that we may be getting storms at 6:30. So
everything's moving back,
everything pushing back. Yeah, it's all looking good for baseball here today. Ethan Dust. Dust popped out to second.
Yeah, it's brighter now than it was, half hour, 40 minutes ago.
We're at 70 degrees. Still predicted to go up to 88. Don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off.
Hope not. Feels nice right now.
And a breaking ball for a strike from D'Angelo very quickly. Dust is down in the count, 0-2. Short lead at first for Ungren.
Talk about the uniform. The uniform sucks for Hall. Everyone with the high knee, the long red stirrup socks.
Dust would not bite. Teutopolis has out-hit Hall by a 4-3 margin. Hits have been spread out. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 here in the fourth. Dust. This may work for him. The flip. Got it. It's Tyra Barczyk, the glove flip to his brother Trey.
That will make our highlight, but that would make highlights on some of the bigger networks. Watch the glove down and then the backward flip. Big time play. And the biggest thing was he kept his glove down, but he kept his head the entire time. His composure, his mental approach to that baseball. He knew what he was going to do as he was charging it. Great play.
And on the tail end of that play, often overlooked, is what the first baseman does. Trezra Barczyk was out there to get the ball. He timed it. It wasn't a case I have to stretch to catch the ball. I have to stretch to beat the runner. Well, there's been some leather flash today by these Red Devils from Hall High School. Mitch Hemmen, he had a single his first time up. This is up the middle. Ungren being waved around third. The throw from Resetich, cut off. And the lead is cut in half. RBI single from Mitch Hemmen.
How about Hemmen? Back-to-back base hits for the young man who hit in the baseball a lot harder than his .218 average would show you. He just laced that ball. A huge 2-out run. Justin Fleener's arm never slowed down. And we're back to a 1-run ball game.
Pitching coach Matt McDonald will come out and jog out to the mound. Well, the leadoff single from Dew Taylor comes around to score. And again, you look at these 3 great defensive plays that Hall has made today. If they do not make those, this is a different game.
Yeah, well, the oh-so-true, tried-and-true recipe for good baseball, good pitching, good defense, they've had that here today and all season long.
Colin Funneman at the plate, number 9 hitter, 0 for 1 today. Short lead at first for Hemmen. Funneman hits this ball in the nose, and it will drop in front of DeBates. 3 hits in the inning, for the Wooden Shoes. To the top of the order we go, and Jackson Geckner. So Colin Funneman, a 227 hitter, gets a hit. After the 218 hitter, Mitch Hemmon gets a hit. Those two are on base for Geckner. Geckner at a 321 clip. And Geckner very disappointed himself. He figured this would have been a better situation if I'd allowed myself to be hit by that pitch.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind to turn it over to Lee Hardick to bat with the bases juiced.
Good hitting count now for the second baseman. Teutopolis team with the 11 seniors. They lost 9 seniors off of last year's team. Tyra Barczyk the short way. But T-Town strikes. They get half of the 2 runs back here that Hall had in the top of the inning. They get 1 here on 3 hits. In the bottom of the 4th, a tight one here. Through 4 in Peoria. It's 2-1. Hall on top of Teutopolis.
Watching these kids grow up is amazing, but keeping up with a growing family can be a challenge. 3 boys need a lot of school supplies and sports gear, so we started using our family pumpkin farm to help us keep up. With my kids and my customers, my goal is to improve their situation. It's my personal responsibility.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for your family's future isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find a representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically...
Top of the 5th. Connor Ripka to lead things off for Hall. Designated hitter batting for Sean Reardon. Cody Jansen has seen that 2-run deficit shrink to 1. He delivers to Ripka.
Cody Jansen dealing. He's thrown 52 pitches, 38 of those for strikes. So that's about a 73% clip. And out of 17 batters, he's been strike 1 11 times, about 67% clip. That is the way to have command of the hill.
Strikeout number 7. Back-to-back Ks for Jansen. And a little bit of movement down in the bullpen for Hall.
Cam McDonald loosening up, 6'4", 190-pound senior, starting in the infield, obviously.
At the plate, it's James Matino. He's looking to get hit by that first pitch. And will this stay in play for Taylor? 3 rows back. And again, it is a long sprint for catchers here at Dozer Park to get back to that screen area compared to a lot of the fields they play on during the course of the season. Martino, the number 9 hitter. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. He rolls over this one to the third baseman, Dust. It's 2 quick outs.
Yeah, he got too much top hand. He wanted to wait just a little bit more, hit that ball squared up middle opposite. Once he rolled over, you try to take a ball on the outer edge and turn on it. All you're going to do is roll over, hit the ball weakly.
Conversation down in third base coaching box between Tom Keegan and Tyra Barczyk. Probably was a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, he just buying some time. It's been a quick inning, only about, 5 pitches this inning, and he wanted his pitcher to get a few more tosses. He's done that. So that was a buy some time. How you been this morning?
Barczyk, though, looks to go yard on that first swing. The other part of it, Cody Jansen was just standing out on the rubber, just waiting to go.
Straight change there. He's been mostly fastball, curveball. That was a changeup that he got underneath.
Will this get through? Yes, it will. 2-out single from Rabarczyk. Well, we talked about the heat here yesterday, and yes, this field is watered between every game, but you can tell that this surface is firming up.
That's about 3 balls we've seen pick up topspin and jump. Definite run situation with 2 outs for Rabarczyk. Big lead.
On the first pitch, Cam McDonald scoops it up to right field. An easy grab made by Colin Craik. So the 2-out single stays at first. Mid-5 and a 1-run game here in your 2A championship.
We started growing pumpkins and selling pumpkins in a roadside stand the first year my 10-year-old was born. People come, pick out their pumpkins, and they put their money in the box. We have the kids help out on the farm, and they get to keep the money for their college savings.
With my kids and my customers.
My goal is to improve their situation.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for college isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find an authorized representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Champs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Champs.
You do more than kick a football. You kick it again and again and again. You go the extra mile. Do the extra rep. All for the win. You step up for your team, just like we do for our clients. Take simple steps for your future.
Teutopolis hitting here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He picked up a run in the 4th. Number 2 hitter in the lineup, Lee Hardick, will get a shot here at Jimmy D'Angelo. Curveball, Hardick waits on it to the right fielder, Debates. Both these teams swing the bats aggressively. First pitch from D'Angelo, skied to right field.
Only 55 pitches for D'Angelo. He's at 65% strikes and 13 out of 20, 65% first pitch strikes. That's why we have an expeditious game and a pitcher's score at 2-1. Hall with that precarious lead.
Jansen has reached base twice, singled in the first, walked in the third. This 2-1 score is the exact number that Hall used in the 8-inning win last night. The win over Tuscola to get them to this championship ball game. Right off the end of the bat for Jansen.
You look at some of the later scores of the season for the Wooden Shoes. They had 12 on the board, 14 on the board, 7, 6, 8, 7. So they've been putting some runs on the board. But D'Angelo has basically held them in check by really changing speeds.
When you talk about the numbers for Teutopolis, how about the pitching numbers and the defense, whatever you would like to classify it, for Hall here in this state tournament run? They gave up 11 runs against North Boone, won that ball game 12-11. But beyond that, 2 shutouts and 3 games where they allowed only 1 run. That's in this tournament run. Down in the dirt. And for the 3rd time today, Jansen will be on base. That's the 2nd walk allowed by D'Angelo. They have both come to Cody Jansen. And once again, Jared Blummer will come out to do the running.
So Kramer was up before with Blummer on base. They let him swing. Now, what I mean by that is I know he has gap power. Coach Fleener knows he has gap power. But at any point, do you want to just bet on him making contact on a particular pitch if you're thinking fastball? and put the runner in motion.
Blummer inches off a bit more. And Kramer went after that first pitch. Well, Jared Blummer at first base had a lead, then took it about 2 more inches, and then another little step just to test how far he can get. Let's keep an eye on Blummer at first with 1 out. Now, if you're looking for gap power, right center would be the place to go right now. About as sweet a pitch as you can get there from D'Angelo.
Well, D'Angelo with a pitcher's pitch and a good take, honestly, by Kramer, because he couldn't do anything with that pitch besides hit a weak ground ball away. So good take. He's looking for a chance to get something better, even though he's down the count 0-2.
He's able to spoil that one. Brett Vanneman behind the plate for Hall. He's been doing it with this bat. And now the question is, will Teutopolis challenge his quickness and his arm?
D'Angelo got a little bit too much elevation on that pitch. That was about waist high.
Swing and a miss. Kramer checks, hoping there was maybe some foul tip. Nothing doing, and a big strikeout from D'Angelo.
Oh, that was a 59.5-footer right there. Great pitch down in the dirt. First base occupied, no throw necessary. But besides that, Brent Veneman went down, blocked that ball well, and did not allow Blummer to have any thought of advancing into scoring position.
That was just the second strikeout of the game for D'Angelo, and he will now face Drew Taylor. Taylor has one of the 6 T-Town hits. Pulls this one well foul. And the ricochet off the fence to the concourse. And somebody comes away with the souvenir.
Taylor really tracking the baseball well yesterday and today. Looks a lot better than a solid 312 average that he comes in with.
There goes Blummer. Inside pitch. Vanneman's throw into center field. Stolen base for Jared Blummer, and there's the tying run here in the 5th inning.
That was taking advantage of that long leg of D'Angelo. Vanneman controlled the ball, but he had no chance. Now, yes, that ball was thrown errantly, but that's because he knew he had no chance to just get up and get rid of it as fast as he could.
This is the man you want at the plate in an RBI situation here in this tournament. Taylor with 4 hits in these 2 games. You may want to be careful here.
Yeah, you got a base open. You got right-hander versus a hot left-handed hitting stick. I don't think I'm going to give in to him. We'll see if D'Angelo goes around him, and all Taylor's looking for is a mistake that he can work with.
Comes inside and gets him to swing for 2 strikes now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Taylor back in. Ever so slightly open stance. Hall fans make some noise. They're working down and in on Drew Taylor.
Normally, we're left-handers like the baseball, but the last 2 pitches have both had good downward bite to them. Taylor, 1 batting glove not enough. He has to have 2. They're matching gray.
Just got a piece of it. Oh, and that was right off the knuckles. So in. You stay there.
And the adage is, change the batter's eyes. They must see something on his hands.
The 2-2 pitch. Out in front of it. And the easy ground out. So the tying run stranded at second base. Great matchup between D'Angelo and Taylor, won by D'Angelo. And speaking of winning, after 5, Hall on top of Teutopolis, 2-1.
When I'm out there, it's like I'm free. When I'm out there, I'm an athlete.
As I got to a point in my career where I could give back, the Donald W. Swift Scholarship was a fund that was just natural for me, being that it was in honor of my grandfather. I'm just proud to be able to say that my grandfather's legacy carries on, and I know for certain that it's making a big impact.
Brant Vanneman to lead things off here in the top of the 6th inning. Hall with the 2-1 lead. Vanneman had the triple last time up, hits this one right on the nose. That ball was still rising when Colin Craik made the catch. There has not been a player in this tournament who has hit the ball as squarely and as hard as Brant Vanneman has this weekend.
Boy, he's fun to watch. That ball just, boom, just jumps off his bat. Craik with a nice, solid catch on a ball that was spinning violently toward the right field line. Came right back to him.
First pitch out happened so quickly that Jimmy D'Angelo did not even have time to put on his batting gloves in the on-deck circle. Gets them all cinched up, and he'll step in. D'Angelo had the base hit that landed softly on the infield dirt. And he'll go after the first pitch. Funneman will have to give it a little ground. But that hit by D'Angelo, that's the difference in our game right now. The infield was in with Vanneman at third, and it was just a soft little line drive that landed ever so softly on the dirt behind second base. Two pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, we have 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. And Cody Jansen has only thrown 62 pitches today.
He's facing Chance Resetich. He's been a strikeout victim twice. 2 of the 7 that Jansen has allowed. Jansen has given up 4 hits. 3 of them came in succession back in the 4th, and that's where 2 runs came from.
That was after he had retired the first 10 batters.
Only a hit batter, the other blemish against Jansen.
Aurora Christian's championship win, a well-played game. This, a very well-played game as well by both teams.
Took something off, and that becomes the 8th strikeout of this game and becomes the 4th 1-2-3 inning of the day for Cody Jansen. However, outs are starting to run short for Teutopolis. Wooden Shoes into the bottom of the 6th, down a run.
Watching these kids grow up is amazing, but keeping up with a growing family can be a challenge. 3 boys need a lot of school supplies and sports gear, so we started using our family pumpkin farm to help us keep up. With my kids and my customers, my goal is to improve their situation. It's my personal responsibility.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for your family's future isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find a representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
A new pitcher for Hall. It is the shortstop Cam McDonald sliding over onto the bump. And moving to shortstop, it'll be Ty Rybarczyk from second. Trez Rybarczyk moves from first to second base. And Jimmy D'Angelo will take over at first. We'll get you McDonald's numbers after this first pitch to Clint Weber.
McDonald, 6-2 on the season, 42 innings pitched, 66 strikeouts against just 5 base on balls. He can fan you. 1.33 earned run average.
Some incredible ratios there for McDonald, 66-5. First of all, 5 walks in 42 innings is phenomenal. Throw in the strikeouts, and there is the first strike of this at bat. Weber today against D'Angelo, a single and a flyout. May have gotten a piece of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
McDonald 6'4", 190. Throwing from the set with no one on base.
Senior delivers. And ring it up. McDonald battles back from a 2-0 count.
This ball caught the outer edge. Maybe extended the plate an extra inch. Pretty good frame right there by Veneman, who knows how to handle pitchers.
Ethan Dust 0 for 2 today. He was robbed on a great play by, at the time, second baseman Ty Rybarczyk on a check swing. Rybarczyk had to come in hard from second base, in on the grass, caught the ball, flipped it in one motion, and got Dust over at first. That's a called strike on Dust.
Well, he's had command first 2 batters of the outer edge. Third baseman up on the cutout area. Reardon take away any kind of drag bunt possibility.
Just got a piece of that one. Boy, Dust having a real struggle up there against McDonald. I've seen that a couple of times here from McDonald. He goes into the stretch, picks that leg up, and then a little hitch.
A little hesitation.
He hasn't done it on every pitch, however.
If he's not doing that every pitch, he's just to throw the timing off of hitters.
And Dust has taken this count now to 3-2. Home plate umpire, Joe Kemp, letting Brant Vanneman clear his head just a little bit. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone here in the 6th. Came with the heat.
So we're at the point in time in a state championship game, 2-1. We're at just about every pitch now. He's drawing some excitement from both benches and both groups of fans.
The 3-2. Once again, Dust stays alive.
Pesky hitter, say that in a complimentary fashion. Handles the bat well. Extending some pitches right now.
Ball 4, 1 out walk. There's your tying run.
QAB, quality at bat right there for Dust. And the table is set. Even though they're at the bottom of the order, they got a couple guys that have handled the bat pretty well today.
Boy, that's for sure. Mitch Hemmon and Colin Funneman combined 3 for 4. They may be looking for a runner here for Dust. Justin Fleener was looking into his dugout. And we will get a pinch runner. And he will go to Jared Blummer. So Blummer, who had been the courtesy runner for Cody Jansen, will be the official pinch runner. So now he is locked into this spot in the order. Running for Dust.
Of course, Dust can and most likely will re-enter.
Blummer had a stolen base 1 inning ago as the courtesy runner. Mitch Hemmon had an RBI single his last time up. 1 out, third baseman Sean Reardon on the grass.
So you got new feet on the hill, meaning a different pitcher. See how he holds runners on. See how long or short he is to home plate.
Softly hit to Reardon for the force. The relay in time. That ball was not hit hard. The perfect throw from Reardon to Trezra Barczyk, and he gets rid of it in a hurry, hangs in on the double play pivot. Ring it up, double play, ends the 6th. We'll go to the 7th in a 2-1 game.
We started growing pumpkins and selling pumpkins in a roadside stand the first year my 10-year-old was born. People come, pick out their pumpkins, and they put their money in the box. We have the kids help out on the farm, and they get to keep the money for their college savings.
With my kids and my customers.
My goal is to improve their situation.
With Country Financial, if you just take simple steps, preparing for college isn't as overwhelming as you think. Find an authorized representative near you at TakeSimpleSteps.com.
Champs on 3, 1, 2, 3. Champs!
You do more than kick a football.
A 1-run lead for Hall. They will bat here in the top of the 7th in your Class 2A state championship ball game. The offense has provided 4 hits. 3 of them came in succession in the 4th inning. The defense for the Red Devils has been spectacular, and this pitch will hit Trezra Barczyk to start this inning. And speaking of Trezra Barczyk, how about that play that closed out the 6th inning, Mark?
Well, Reardon comes in on this softly hit ground ball and gets rid of it in a hurry, goes over the top, and Rabarczyk staying right in there. Remember, the young man made a great play at second yesterday. Remember, the young man made a great play at first today. They move him back to second, and that is about as quick as you can twist a double play as a pivot man as you can imagine. 5-4, 3 and out.
Bates on the bunt attempt. He was looking to push it down the first base side, and that was a deep foul ball behind home plate.
Now, again, you're talking about a freshman with that footwork and that arm strength around second base with a runner barreling down on him. Just a great double play. Defensively dominant, Rabarczyk Trez has been in this tournament.
We do actually have a pinch hitter for Debates. It's Christian Stefaniak. Here comes third baseman charging. Bunt is down. This will work. Not a great decision from Jansen. He wasn't going to get him. It was a great break by Rabarczyk, who saw the ball coming down off the bat. And now the Red Devils, runners first and second and nobody out.
And they can bunt again to put pressure on the corners. You're right. When in doubt, taken out. Tried to make a big play instead of the for sure out. 50-50 call there. And because of the small ball, Hall in business here.
How about Stefaniak? His first bunt attempt, he fouls it back badly. Not a great attempt, and he knew it. He comes right back, zeroes in on it, and lays it down in a perfect spot.
Well, again, KYP, know your personnel. That's what that means. And Tom Keegan knew who he wanted to have handle the bat in that situation. Tip your cap to the execution. Tip your cap to the coaching staff, knowing what each and every member of the team can bring to the table.
All right, so you have different messages in all parts of the field here. The one thing for Hall, they need to be very aware of any trick plays that Teutopolis could pull out of the bag here.
Yeah, great pickoff play here is show the wheel play, shortstop break away, second baseman come and get a pick at second on the wheel.
Well, I don't know if there was a missed sign. This ball is out of play. I don't know if there was a missed sign or missed execution or misunderstanding, but there were a lot of holes in that infield.
Yeah, you're talking about a 197 hitter up with nobody out, 2 runners on. The book says bunt. They gave him one fake bunt slash. Long hold. We'll see if he shows early here. A lot of pitchers would like to see a long hold. It's oftentimes called from the bench to say, hey, did we see his top hand move at all? Which is an indicator that the hitter is indeed going to bunt. Now Ethan Dust at third base staying back about the same distance as the bag, which would lend you to believe that he's going to stay at home here. And Jansen would then have responsibility of the third base line on a bunt defense.
Pulling back on the bunt is Ripka.
So these are game situations, a game within the game. Where do you bunt? Where do you charge? Is there a pickoff play?
Now they'll wheel it. A pickoff throw, a little bit late.
It's the exact play we anticipated 2 pitches ago. So they went to it there on a 1-1 count.
Ripke, the junior, came into this tournament with just 13 at-bats. He's 0 for 2 today, and he'll bunt. And did not find fair territory.
I see he bunted strike 2 on a 0-1 count. Remember, he swung away after fake bunt slash on 0-0. If you want to get the bunt down, you want as many opportunities to do that as you can if that's your number one goal.
A bunt attempt, and he fouled it back, and that is a strikeout. He bunted a pitch out of the strike zone.
Good execution by Jansen because he knew he had 2 strikes on him. He still anticipated bunt, and he came in high with that pitch. That was intentional. Very difficult to bunt a pitch that's up above your hands. Usually a foul ball happens. It just did there for the strikeout.
So runners stay at first and second with 1 out. James Martino, the left fielder. And he showed no signs of bunting. They'll look to hit. He is 0 for 2 today. Martino, though, a .444 hitter. Waves and misses at that one. Just like that, Jansen on top, 0-2.
And if they can escape this, they're going to escape with some momentum.
We're in the top of the 7th. Teutopolis trailing by 1, looking to get out of it. Right back to Jansen. He's going to go to third. Pulls the third baseman off the bag. Throwing error by the pitcher, Cody Jansen, and the sacks are filled.
So this more than likely should have been a 1-6-3 double play opportunity. Instead of going to third for the lead out, you're trying to turn a double play right there. And they keep the inning alive, which could have been a double play to kill the inning.
Jansen from the windup going against Tyra Barczyk. A little bit outside. Rabarczyk had a single his last trip to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trez Rabarczyk at third. Stefaniak at second. Matino at first. Two balls and a strike.
Chance to look like he slipped off his pivot foot on that delivery.
Line drive, base hit. That will score 1. Here comes the second. A 2-run single for Ty Rabarczyk and a 4-1 lead for Hall.
The Rabarczyk brothers. Trez scores the run after being hit by a pitch. Ty drives it in, a big 2-run base hit. Both runners score easily and some separation. 4-1 Hall with a 2-spot in inning number 7. Nice piece of hitting, taking that ball to right field. Not trying to turn on it, but taking it where it was at. Good piece of hitting, and they take advantage of the misplay by Teutopolis and their defense in this inning.
Well, how about 2 plays, a couple of decisions by the starting pitcher, Cody Jansen, on the sacrifice bunt attempt. He elected the top of this inning to go to second for the force, and he was late there. And then on the tapper, he looked to go to third and was high with the throw there. So a hit batter, a sacrifice fielder's choice, a strikeout by way of a fouled bunt attempt, then a throwing error by the pitcher. All it takes is 1 hit, and Ty Rabarczyk provided it. Jansen will stay. And Cam McDonald to the plate.
Those 2 guys are fun to watch.
Cam McDonald, he came on in relief last inning. He will head back to the mound in the bottom half of the 7th, but he looks to do a little bit of damage here. Middle infield playing on the grass. That would allow Ty Rabarczyk to steal behind them. Groans from the Hall fans.
Now, McDonald's mindset has to be this and this only. Just get the run in from third. That's his number 1 responsibility. He's looking for a ball where he can get up and get it to the outfield.
Right to the shortstop. The play is coming home. And the easy tag out. Hardick to Taylor.
So contact play was on. Hardick did a good job. Froze the runner, then the runner broke. Measured his throw through a strike to Taylor for the easy out at home plate.
Now we'll leave it up to Brant Vanneman with runners at first and second. Vanneman has hit every ball hard this weekend. He has a triple today.
I'd love to watch how compact his swing is, but yet he generates so much back speed across the hitting zone.
2 balls bounced into the dirt, keeping it away from Vanneman. Number 3 hitter in the Hall lineup. Two balls, no strikes. Here it comes. Vanneman, a backhander at third. Dust a step in the bag for the force, and that finishes the inning. But in the inning, 2 runs. Just 1 hit. There was an error, a couple of questionable decisions, and it all adds up to a total of 4. Hall, 3 outs away from a state title. They lead Teutopolis 4-1. To the bottom of the 7th we go.
When I'm out there, it's like I'm free. When I'm out there, I'm an athlete.
As I got to a point in my career where I could give back, the Donald W. Swift Scholarship was a fund that was just natural for me, being that it was in honor of my grandfather. I'm just proud to be able to say that my grandfather's legacy carries on, and I know for certain that it's making a big impact.
Teutopolis, 3 outs to get 3 runs. Colin Funneman to lead it off, the number 9 hitter in the Wooden Shoes order. He'll be facing Cam McDonald. Spring Valley. Folks have come from there to Peoria to root on their Red Devils from Hall High School. Never before has Hall been in the state baseball championship game. Big swing from Funneman.
Now, through the semis and through 6 innings today, they have executed in extreme fashion.
Ball and 2 strikes. One thing McDonald needs to do, he needs to keep that leadoff man off base.
Yeah, he put a little bit more on that pitch. Now he's got to get back to his mechanics.
Straight up. Who wants it? McDonald. And the pitcher will make the catch in foul territory.
You know, he's normally an infielder. A lot of times we say, oh, a pitcher can't catch the ball. Why not? McDonald's an infielder. He started at shortstop. Much better angle for him to come straight in on that ball that he's done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times in his life.
Go back to the top of the order. This is Jackson Geckner. 0 for 3 today. He was robbed in the 3rd inning on a diving catch by the right fielder, Braden DeBates. Glove is popping of Brant Vanneman. A strike when he needs it, 2-1. This is fouled away, 2 strikes. 2 football state championships for Hall High School back in the 90s. First time ever in a state finals in baseball. A 2-2 count to Jackson Geckner. This is in the air. Rasetich settles underneath it. 2 outs.
Now they'll get on their feet. There's got to be well over 1,000 from Hall alone as they anticipate something they probably or maybe didn't dream of before the season is close to reality.
There's some folks that expected big things. Tom Keegan said there's been a target on these kids' backs since day one. High expectations from within the group and from outside. There's been people in their ear. Well, there's people in their ears right now. Listen to this crowd. Lee Hardick, last shot here for T-Town. And a curveball for a strike. One pitch away. Oh, how Brent Vanneman wanted to pull that down for the final strike of this game.
Tried to buy one.
Ooh, just a piece of it. The 2018 Class 2A champs, the Hall Red Devils. An extra inning win last night in the semifinals, a 2-1 victory there. A 4-1 victory over the defending state champs from Teutopolis. And Hall will pick up their first state baseball championship in their first appearance in school history.
They played outstanding baseball in every fashion. 4 runs on 5 hits. They made those count. They had timely hitting. They had outstanding starting pitching and outstanding relief pitching. No errors up on the board. And throw in a few outstanding plays with some highway robberies. All the recipe to crown the first championship in Hall's history. And they're going to go home to a huge celebration tonight from their fan base.
We have crowned 2 state champions here today in Peoria. In Class 1A, Aurora Christian picks up their first state title in their first appearance with a 5-1 win over Valmeyer. And here in Class 2A, a 4-1 win. Hall on top of Teutopolis. The 2018 state championship goes to Spring Valley Hall High School. For Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Bernhardt. Glad you've joined us for championship baseball from Peoria. A couple of third-place games to be played, but for now, the fireworks continue to roll here in Peoria as Hall knocks off the defending champs from Teutopolis 4-1. We'll be back with more from Peoria later on.